All right, so why it's hard to scale when your systems are weak and you're not foundationally strong. So on this channel, SaulnaDigital, this is Craig and I'm Darius. We are the co-founders of Saulna. And on here, we show you guys how to have more motion, straight up. Motion is our slogan. And genuinely, what we do is we help B2B service providers, whether you're scaling the info space or have a high ticket offer. We show you how to curate real internal procedures for you to acquire more high quality leads coming through the door without your effort every single day. Okay. Now, I'm honestly going to quiz Craig on this video.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
so there's two types of clients that genuinely we tend to work with, right? People that have started a company and aren't foundationally strong yet, scaling with referrals, word of mouth, right? And they need more acquisition sources to be able to grow them.
Yep.
And then as well on the other side, we help a lot of established companies that are already doing 20, 30K a month, and yet they're lacking some of the conversion mechanisms and their systems still aren't as strong, and that's what's kind of blocking them from breaking past that 75, 80, 100K a month mark, right? Now, I want to talk about this first tier of people that don't really have their foundations set yet.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, let's say, again, a lot of these people that are coming in don't have any type of systems. What actual systems do people need to scale the space today?
Yeah. I think it comes down to a foundation. So you need to be foundationally strong in order to scale a business, right? The good thing about a lot of the businesses we work with is the fact that they do have referrals coming in. And what that tells us is that the product they provide is a good product, right? Because obviously you have a good product if you're getting referred clients. But the problem with referrals is the fact that you don't understand with your inputs what your outputs will be. That's the problem with referrals. Where with other acquisition sources, if you do a certain thing, then you get a certain thing out. And I think that is the foundation you want to build your business upon when it comes to the front end, like actually scaling your business. So what that means is, having procedures and multiple verticals where if you hit this metric, then if you hit X metric, then Y metric will happen.
Right.
I think that that's the foundation of a successful business, and you start with one. You start with one that you can manage and understand, and then once you have that one that's manageable and you understand it, and you need to move on to a higher leverage activity, you outsource the people to manage that, and then you add verticals on top of that. And I believe that in the simplest way, or the simplest form, is how you scale a business, especially in this new age of marketing.
Yeah, that's sauce. Okay. So that adds some clarity around what people kind of need to do, right? If you could lay out, let's say, a step-by-step process of these people that are in scaling with referrals, right? Really want to start building their business in a autonomous way, right? Because again, we have seen a lot of these people that are in this first kind of bracket want to come on board and kind of automate and delegate everything as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I guess what would you say is like a step-by-step kind of process for these people that still need proper systems to get these systems foundationally sound, build real operating procedures, and set their business up to start doing at least, 20, 30K within the first, 30 days?
Yeah. Well, so assuming that, like we talked about, your fulfillment is there, right? That's a great foundation. And then what you need to do from there is sprint at one reliable acquisition source, like I said, that has X inputs for X outputs, right? So what that means is you have to sprint at learning something 100% front to back. So it could be anything. It depends on your budget. It depends on, what you value as a business, what your industry is. But let's say paid ads, for example. I think it's a bad idea to go outsourcing paid ads for your business if you don't understand it, because you will never be able to tell, good metrics from bad metrics. And you want to speak the language of the verticals you're running, right? So we can understand, me and you could pay someone to do our ads, and we could look at the metrics and know where they're messing up or what needs to be optimized. And I think that's crucial for actually scaling a business, right? So step by step would be number one, getting your fulfillment down. And then number two, having a reliable acquisition source that you can build upon, delegate, and then add other acquisition sources on top of that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I want to lean back into the foundations, right? Because again, we have helped a lot of these businesses that are still at a foundational level be able to build and scale past that 50K a month mark, like extremely fast. And some of those core foundations, right, for them to be able to scale, like you said, getting their fulfillment down, right? But what if these people don't know like their offer or their messaging or how to go upstream and like their ICP? Like, what should they do?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think that's the foundation, right? It's figuring out, okay, you have an offer that you can relay to people, that works for people, and they can relay to other people, and that those other people get that. You have a referral system that's working at that point. It's getting clarity around your offer, that whatever that is, what's resonating, getting clarity about who you actually like to work with, and then getting clarity around your messaging. What do you talk about? Who do you like to work with? Who do you don't like to work with? How can you put that into whatever vertical you're running? So, I think that's really the foundation. Once you understand your offer front to back, who you're targeting and talking to and who you're not talking to front to back, and then how you relay that messaging, once you understand that, that's a good foundation to then build upon if you're in those beginner stages.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. Okay, so foundation, we know you need strong core message, right? Obviously getting your offer fulfillment dialed, you know who you want to target. Okay, now it's getting those acquisition verticals up. All right, very simple from a foundational perspective. We have videos within our YouTube breaking down the 3 core acquisition levers we've internally scaled and as well help implement into other B2B businesses. Okay, now I want to talk about the second kind of upstream people that are already having demand come in at the top of the funnel, right? But yet still their business isn't producing the amount of revenue.
Yeah, that's a good one. So that comes down to a couple of different things. I think a lot of it is not speaking that language. Like they've outsourced. A lot of people, they go from referrals to ads, right? And they'll outsource an ad company and they don't speak that language. They understand their metrics to a vague degree and they don't understand when to pivot. Or they found a acquisition source that seems to be working for them. They accept certain things as truths that end up being false beliefs, like a super high conversion or cost per conversion as an example. And they're not trying other verticals within, let's say, a paid ads perspective, right? So say they're running a direct call funnel. Well, they may be leaving money on the table with a webinar funnel, right? Or a indirect strategy. Say they have a really big personal brand that they get a bunch of inbound leads from and they're running a direct call funnel. Like, they don't have the skill set necessary to actually identify certain things. I think that's a major problem for these people that we're talking to. And when you can have someone come in and take a look at their numbers and kind of understand where they're bottlenecked at, I think that's huge. I think it's genuinely huge.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I like how you said they're not able to distinguish what's actually like good and bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, again, people will kind of fall into the belief that, okay, this is my cost to acquire a customer.
Yes.
Right? When actually industry standard is probably like a third of the cost lower.
Yep.
Right? Or like they're buying leads from a certain vendor and that these just like every lead company is just stepped on leads.
Yep.
Right. Or I don't know, maybe like outbound, right? That they don't, I mean, I would say the companies that come in that are running outbound at a really high level, their metrics for like, okay, how many messages to an actual conversion, like they believe that that's what's, valid.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I want to kind of go into, because these people that are generating demand, right? Let's say they do have a good one, right?
Yeah.
But they're lacking the actual conversion mechanisms.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to dive into some of that core middle of funnel conversion mechanisms that they need for genuine systems.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. You have to look at your funnel from top, bottom, and middle of funnel. And the top of the funnel's job is to create curiosity and bring in, demand, right? Whatever it may be. You're cold calling, you're creating curiosity to get them to the middle of funnel. You're running ads, you're creating curiosity to get them to the middle of funnel. In that middle of funnel is where the sale should ideally happen. That's where messaging matters, right? With paid ads, messaging matters as far as lead quality, and then messaging in the middle matters as far as conversion, right? Because you don't want to be answering dumbass questions on your discovery and sales calls. They should ideally be knowing everything they need to know in order to convert before your sales calls. I think that's huge, and I think that's actually the way the market's going. And if you're not adapting to that, then you're leaving a lot of money on the table, and your leads aren't going anywhere, right? Once they're in that middle of funnel, if they don't convert today, they don't convert tomorrow, they might convert in a week or two. You're competing in a space that has everyone going super direct and trying to sell them when you can position yourself away from that and let your marketing do the sale. I think that's kind of the way the market's going right now. That's the way people like to be sold at this point.
Yeah, I think the best thing I've heard recently is like you want to put people in value debt.
Yeah.
Right, where you're providing them so much information and solving a lot of their problems up front and addressing common concerns and handling objections before they even speak to you or before you even getting a warm dial and getting on a closing call.
Yeah.
Right, I think that is really what's been not only standing us out, but our clients out in the market from that middle of funnel, right? From the pre-call workflows, from the warm dials to the email, SMS, breakout videos, confirmation pages, right? Even down to just the Calendly qualification questions, right?
Yeah.
Because again, you don't want to be getting on calls with these tire kickers, and as well, like this all helps with lead quality and weeding people out, right? Because again, if we know that the people coming in from the demand that's getting generated are going through this middle funnel stuff, that alone will like qualify people, right? And then when you add extra touch points, add human interaction, like a lot of people want to move into this AI space, which is good, it's beneficial in some regard, but we can't lose a human aspect in business, especially in the B2B space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think the kind of the golden rule is you want to have the appearance of a really big business, but you want to have all the personable and personal aspects of a small business. I think that's kind of that's like the golden rule, right? You want to do big work, you want to be experts in the space, you want to look like you're established, but you also want to keep the personable aspects as much as you can, to keep your business genuine.
Yeah, no, that's good. Anything else you're thinking of here?
Not really. It's really about the middle of funnel. Like that's where the conversion happens. If there's one thing that I think is looked over in the market, it's the middle of funnel where the conversion actually happens. It's not the bottom of funnel. I think most people are going just top of funnel to bottom of funnel, right? They're generating curiosity and they're trying to sell off that. We did that for a while. Yeah. And until we actually started taking our middle of funnel seriously, we were leaving a lot of sales on the table, and we were doing a lot of our selling, you know, within conversations that we were having, and that's not ideal, and that would leave you with, multiple call closes and stuff like that. So the middle of funnel is really where the attention should be when it comes to the market.
Yeah, no, that's huge. That's huge. I think it as well, to leave kind of this conversation off with one last thing for you guys. I really want to harp on, it's so important for you to understand your core operating procedures for those acquisition levers you want going up inside of your business, right? It's hard to again, like, delegate talent to an acquisition source that you don't even know how to run at a really high level internally, right? So you do need to roll up your sleeves and get in the trenches, make some dials, understand, like, okay, these are like the common objections, these are the common pain points that we're hearing in the market, right? And build core operating procedures for your business to be foundationally strong and be able to scale upon, right? We had our guy Jan come on and talk within our network today, and he was just basically saying, like, you don't have a business if you're not foundationally strong and if you don't have systems. If you can't lean on your systems to be able to run your business at an efficient, effective, and really high level, you just have a side hustle. You just have a side hustle, right? And so, again, that's exactly what we do here at Saulna. We help you guys not only get foundationally strong, help build the core operating procedures to scale your business from an internal perspective. Everything we like to do here is done completely in-house. We don't believe in outsourcing agencies, you bringing on bullshit operators, right? We need core operating procedures so you can genuinely scale your business in a way that's effective, brings you freedom, and you can lean on your systems. And if you guys want to hop on a call with us so we can break down not only where your business is at, but show you how we can get you foundationally strong, show you all the systems we have documented in a complete SOP library, right? And do a proper audit of your company, just go ahead and message us on Instagram or comment on this video. We'll reach out to you. We're super cool people. All right. Outside of that, motion.